Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a really lovely Honda Civic. This is a 2.2 EX diesel with just 64,000 miles on the clock. Finished in this really rich looking urban titanium. And it's got a rare kind of silver light leather interior, which looks absolutely fantastic on the car. I don't normally do my videos here. It's just that I normally do them, which is lovely and picturesque. There's got a lot of work going on, so a bit too noisy. Front of the car, as you can see, clear and intact with all the lenses, no cracks or condensation. Front bumper really clean. Likewise, bonnet of the car, very nice, but obviously it's had a few stone chips touched in over the years, which you naturally expect, but very clean otherwise. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely smooth, and the panels really nice. It's got a really sort of nice natural luster to the paintwork. It's been washed off and not polished or anything, it's just exactly as it is. Bumper corners again on the back. There's a little ladybird sat on there, but not going to move it. That's it. Off side of the vehicle, driver's side, again absolutely beautifully clean in the panels there. Panels again wonderfully clean. So for a car of its age in particular, I mean, it is in absolutely beautiful condition, that car. Coming to the back of the car now, massive boots on the cars, and it's been kept absolutely beautifully. It's really rare to see them as good as this, because they are family cars and quite heavily used. From memory, I go underneath here, nice to see there, spare wheel, which isn't standard on them. You normally get the inflation kit. And just down here, because I've taken them out of the boot for a show, it does have roof rails in the fitting kit as well, and they're really good quality ones. So coming to the back, and this is pretty much the Achilles heel of all family cars, it's where the kids sit. Yeah, in all honesty, it hardly looks as though it's ever been used in the back. It's in beautiful condition, and the leatherwork looks stunning in the car. Piped interior mats, again, nice feature on that. Coming to the front, the passenger side, again, door cards beautiful, and passenger seat again, hardly looks as though it's ever really been sat on. Finally, coming to the driver's door card, again, in absolutely pristine condition. Footwell area is lovely and clean, and the driver's seat, the one that's meant to show all of the wear, shows virtually nothing at all. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dash, as always, can be seen illuminated. As you can see there, I mean, it's in just as new condition, it looks perfect. Sat nav all working exactly as it should. If I pop the car into reverse, you get that lovely clear gridded parking camera. This car's also fitted with parking sensors as well, by the way, which wasn't standard at the time. But so the video doesn't really do it justice. It's beautiful. And then that's the view you get of, I mean, it is the best dash design anywhere, in my humble opinion. And it looks absolutely fantastic. I'll just go up to there. Hopefully you can see 64,194 miles, and there are no warning lights on the vehicle whatsoever. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered HY62JFZ, and mileage currently showing is 64,188 miles. The reason we do all of our videos, especially this road test section, is so that if anyone's looking online at our cars advertised, they actually get to see the very car in operation. The reason we feel it's important is because we know to our cost, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which could look perfectly good in photographs and in a description, only to get there and find out when you drive it it's got a fundamental issue. So that's why we do it. So coming to the car itself, the engine starts absolutely instantly, of course, and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be. and the car's been running for nearly 2 hours now, so obviously clearly up to full operating temperature. The engines are brilliant diesel engines in every single way. It does what you want from a diesel. Its main thing is to give you good fuel economy, and of course it does that. The other side of it is it's just such a lovely engine to use, day in, day out. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's refined, very un-diesel-like in lots of ways. It's got a sorry, I'm just going to fire this chap. It's very petrol-like in terms of the sound it doesn't make. It's sort of a clattery kind of diesel. It's very smooth, only noticeably a diesel at very low speeds or idle, of course. But on the move, it's just wonderfully smooth. And it's also got a lovely power delivery, because too many diesels can kind of lull you into thinking they're powerful, because they give you kind of an initial thrust. But then they die away very quickly, whereas this actually has a usable rev range all the way through to its red line. So when you put your foot down, it just keeps pulling. It doesn't just go then die away, which is what so many seem to do. Cam chain driven, no cam belts, so no monster service looming on them, and a reputation for reliability and longevity is absolutely unmatched, as long as they're maintained to a sensible level. Clutch and gearbox in the car. Clutch is perfect, bite point exactly where it's meant to be, and it's lovely and smooth in operation. And the gearbox is sensational. It's a lesson to other manufacturers how to do it. It's got a lovely mechanical feel to the gear change. It feels absolutely solid in terms of operation and really slick, which is all more remarkable considering that the gearbox, the gear lever here, like most front-wheel drive cars, is actually joined by cable to the gearbox. So it gives you the impression it's going straight into the box underneath, which it is not, and that feels absolutely as new. Steering on the car, again, fantastic. It's really nicely weighted. It tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But it's the way it feels in hand. It's very quick and precise, incredibly accurate. So it's pinpoint. You point the car where it wants to go, and the chassis moves with it brilliantly well. The chassis, that bump there, by the way, is a really good test for these cars, or any car, in terms of kind of listening out for any kind of knocking noises or rattles coming from underneath the car, and there's nothing at all. But it gives you a very compliant, beautifully damped ride. It's just the right side of firm, very supple in the way it deals with most road surfaces. It's fantastically well done, but also it gives the car a real agility. The change of direction's instant. The body control is brilliant when you do it. It's why sort of enthusiastic drivers love these Civics, because as much as it's a practical family car, it's one that actually rewards you when you actually drive the car. Brakes in the car, by the way, absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to go mad in them, I've already done it, but there's no pulsing, no vibration. It's really powerful on the initial application as well, so all fine there. It's coming inside the car. First things first, a brilliantly made car. You don't get really squeaks or rattles in these things, or hardly ever, and they are fantastically bolted together cars. But it's also a wonderful place to sit. This is one of the rare cars that has this kind of silver grey leather combination. That's a very hard combination to find, and it works brilliantly in the car. The advantages are very simple. It adds a lightness to the interior, so on dull days you don't feel as you're getting in kind of a gloomy car. Everything's black. It breaks it up perfectly and very nicely. It's very subtle in the way it does it. But also the advantages on really hot days, you don't get the burning seats where you get in the back of your legs when you're wearing shorts, sort of burn, or skirt. But also on really cold days, you don't get in those icy cold seats. It's just got the best of all worlds, but it just looks fantastic in here. It's in absolutely stunning condition, I have to say. Whoever's had it has loved this car. But then my favourite part is this dashboard, which even now, after, crikey me, it's nearly 10 years old in terms of its design, you're getting more modern cars and they don't feel any more modern than this. It's just a wonderful interior, but one that works. It's not just there for show, which is the whole point of it, actually. The most conventional part is this sort of centre stack here, sort of sat nav and your climate control system all working perfectly, by the way. Climate control pumps out absolutely ice cold air, by the way. We've checked that in a nice warm workshop. What videos can't get across is when you press every button, it has this beautifully damped feel to it. It's brilliantly done. But my favourite part is this two-tier dash design in front, which looks just fantastic, I have to say. The upper section has all the information you look at on a more regular basis. So if you change things like sort of fan speed or radio, you've got a small display down there, but a much bigger one up on the dash. But my favourite one, of course, is the speedo there. Just instant information as you're driving along. It's what you see at the corner of your eye the whole time. It's just genius. Down below that, you've got a pod of three more conventional dials. Rev counter flanked by temperature and fuel gauges. All spot on as well. You've got this lovely thick rimmed steering wheel which feels as new in hand. The car drives perfectly. There's nothing at all. It is absolutely wonderful. Whoever's going to be lucky enough to get this one next will be having a fine car indeed.